Hey everybody, welcome to the show. We've got I've got the Montreal Canadiens taking on the who we playing tonight? The Philadelphia Flyers. That's it for game 2 of the preseason. Maybe I should get my microphone a little closer. That might help. There, hopefully you hear me better. So we got the game tonight. Montreal beat Pittsburgh last night in overtime, 2-1. It was a less than exciting game, I guess I want to say. It was a less than exciting game, but it was still hockey. And okay, why is it I don't have a screen? All right, you want to give me the game or what's going on? There we go. Just let me get the game going. All right, I'm watching it on RDS. Still haven't fixed up the TSN. I don't have patience today, and I wasn't home all day. All right. Anyways, enough with that. There's not a lot. I'm in shadow a lot. There's not a lot on this game. I've got the lineups. Well, I got the lineups for Montreal. I got the roster for Philadelphia. I didn't see a lineups out there, so I got that. Puck drop should be in about 10 minutes. And let's see who's here. All right, we got Phil. He's getting on a horse, and he's taking off. Guru. Hey, Guru, how's it going? Go Habs. Go, says Guru. Conservative lawyer. How's it going, man? Jean Melanson. How's it going? And lawyer says the Jackeye brothers playing together. Happy to see that. Yes, it is the first time in their lives, I do believe as well, that they've played together on the same team. So should be very interesting. Philadelphia's lineup's not great, so I don't expect any physical problems. Although I think Delorier is playing, so you never know. But yeah, that should be interesting, and hopefully, one of many games we'll see them together in is what I'm kind of hoping. So let's see what the lineups are for Montreal. Got line 1 is Suzuki, Caulfield, Slav. Line 2, Newhook, Bolduc, and Roy. Veleno, Blay, and Rohrer make line 3. And then it's Florian. He's a center? Florian Jackeye is a center. I didn't know that. So you got Jackeye centering Tuck and Thorpe. That makes sense. And then you got on D, you got Goalie, Hudson, Jackeye, Carrier, Bisson, Reinbacher. And in net, you got Dobish and Kakinen splitting duties there tonight. And that's Montreal. For the Flyers, very, very small there. So the forwards are Bobby Brink, Sean Couturier, Jet Luchenko, Rodrigo Abols, Alex Bump, Christian Dvorak, our ex-Hab, Oscar Eklund, Nicholas Delorier, so that's Nick Delorier, also an ex-Habs, Sawyer Bolton, Owen Tippett, Jacob Gaucher, Matthew Gard, Anthony Richard, another ex-Hab, Helgi Granz, Travis Sanheim, Nick Sealer, Hunter McDonald, Dennis or Denny Gilbert, but I think Dennis with 2 N's, Ethan Sampson, Samuel Urson, and Alexei Kolosov are the goalies, and that's how they're going to line up. I don't know, but that's their roster. And yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got for you. Florian played center in the OHL. It could work. Oh, okay. See this? I thought he was just a winger, but that's cool. Listen, I want him on the ice. I just didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know he was a center. That's at all. That's all there is to that. Got the singer about to sing us the song. You know what I'm surprised at? I'm not hearing right now. They're doing an American national anthem. Frankly, I'm surprised there's no booing. I'm pretty sure if I was there, I'd probably be booing. Phil says he would draft only centers and convert them to wingers and defensemen and goalies too. Is that what you're saying? Just draft centers and we'll convert them. Listen, you can do that, but you can't do that with every single one. You know, it's not how it works. I don't know why I grabbed that. It's just not how it works. Well, and maybe we'll do that with goalies, and we'll convert the goalies into forwards and defensemen. Let's do that. Come on. USA is a great nation. No, you used the wrong word there. USA was a great nation. They are no longer a great nation. So I don't know what you want to say. We were fortunate to have them as neighbors. You get to the new reality. I don't want to go into politics, but it's a new reality. They're no longer shit anymore, if you ask me. They are. That's what they are. Shithole country now. Well, like he accused other people of being shithole countries. That's what he turned his country into, that piece of garbage. That's all I'm going to say about politics. So please, let's not get into it. Now, this is a great national anthem. To personally be a lot better if it wasn't in two languages. But that's me, and that's my opinion, and I'm not saying it should be changed, but that's my opinion. You're happy to be alive in the time and place we are while we still are able to be alive. How much longer that'll be, I don't know. I couldn't interpret what she's saying, but she's saying something. Oh, I should take that off there. Yeah, Phil, I prefer it in English, but I mean, I don't care either way. I really don't. I'm just being an asshole. That's really all I was doing. So don't hold it against me. Where do I go for smoked meat in Montreal, Rick? I mean, my natural instinct would be to go to Schwartz's, but I mean, everybody goes to Schwartz's. But if you're out in the West Island, I would go to Smoked Meat Pete in Il Pro. Smoked Meat Pete just as good as Schwartz's, to be honest. But if you want the real, like, I went to Schwartz's and have that experience, you got to go there. It is great smoked meat. Go to Costco and get. Oh, they sell it there. It's still not as good as going to the restaurant, and that means he's coming into town, I imagine, on a visit. No, you want the experience of going to Schwartz's. But okay, it's okay. Take the goyim. Take his recommendation. Don't take the Jew's recommendation for smoked meat. Why would you do that? Who would do that? Take the goyim recommendation. Yeah, well, if you don't like the lineup, but you still want to stay in town, you can go to Snowden Deli. That's not bad. But if you can get out to the West Island, go to Smoke Meat Pete. Oh, by the way, we're underway. I got it down today. I got it down today. It was started the game. The game was on my screen. Look at that. Schwartz is worth the wait, and so is Smoke Meat Pete. I doubt you could tell the difference. The Smoke Meat Pete, he worked at Schwartz's. He was the smoke meat cutter there for years, and then he opened his own place. It's the same. It's basically the same thing. Yeah, but Phil, he wants to actually eat stuff that's still here that you could actually go to the restaurant and eat. Because I think if you want to go out for supper, the restaurant actually has to be there. But you're right. Ben's was really good. I went to Ben's many a time as a youngster, and Magnon's I never went to. I never had a roast beef at Magnon's. Oh, and we got a goal from Cole Caulfield. What a beautiful setup. Line one. I think this might be a long night for the Flyers. They don't have a really good lineup, but Montreal's lineup isn't too bad. Less than a minute in, it is 1-0 on one shot for Montreal. And watch this play. We've got Suzuki heading down over the line, back to over to Slav. Is that Slav? It's not Slav. Who did he pass it to? Anyway, Caulfield with a one-timer, but who got the assist there? I still can't see who the hell it was. Must have been a defenseman. Go Caulfield is how we said it. I still didn't hear who got the primary assist. Okay, they're going to show it now. Oh, that was Hudson? I didn't see that was Hudson. So Caulfield from Hudson and Suzuki. Now we're at we got a minute and a half into this game. 2 shots for Montreal, none for them, and we're already up 1-0. My stream is ahead of yours. I apologize. Nobody calls smoked meat a brick of smoked meat. I'm sorry, Phil. Yeah, it's a quick start. It's going to happen, and this isn't it's not a loaded lineup for Philadelphia by any means. So, and for Montreal, like last night, it was not a stacked lineup. Much more stacked today, but still not fully. But I mean, it's a better lineup today. Another thing I like the fact that I believe St. Louis. I think he's going to use those lines like Suzuki, Caulfield, Slap all through the preseason. There's some set lines, and he's going to run them as far as I know. From I can tell. We're 2.5 minutes in. Dobish so far having an easy night, although it's early. Blocked shot there. Still no shots for him. BL, is that his full name? Toby Paquette Brisson? It's a long name. Yeah, I don't think I'm not sure if I've heard of him before or not with the Rocket or something, but I guess not. Or maybe I saw the name when they signed him or something. All right, you guys are quiet. I mean, I could do play-by-play, I guess. I don't know that I'm very good at it anymore. Not that I was ever very good at it. Caulfield into the corner to get the puck. Along the boards. Flyers get it up along the boards. And almost out. Suzuki almost kept it in. Back in the Habs zone, they got the puck. Jack-Eye over to his partner, up to, I don't know who that is. Slap up to Suzuki. Suzuki dumps it in. Slap goes and chases it. And the Flyers get it, and they no, they don't get it out. Off the skate, stays in. Here come the Flyers. Out of their zone, over the red line, dump and chase. Ring it around to the other side. Habs come up with that. New hook. Spins back in his own zone. Off to the boards. I don't know who these numbers are, and I don't know who else got it there. Thorpe? Oh, yeah, 76 is Bolduc. Oh, I just remembered. I'm looking at 76. Who the hell is that? Oh, yeah, it's Bolduc. Matthews just scored, and it's on TV. Ooh, whoa, who cares? Honestly, Matthews scored. All right, we got 14:39 left in the first. Shots are 3-1 for Montreal. It's 1-0 Montreal, and I believe they're gonna go to a commercial. Maybe not. Oh yeah, they also got Noah Jules in there too. Devo taking the draw for the Flyers. They win it. A quick shot, but I don't know what number Devo's wearing now. So is that him carrying the puck? I think so. He's wearing number 22. Couldn't tell. Line one off to a great start. First shot of they got their first goal off the first shot in their first shift of the preseason. So pretty good. Hopefully that is a good omen, right? I personally I think that line's going to have a hell of a year. So we're going to find out, though. All right, I'm going to take an early puff break because I was out. I just got home like I maybe had a half an hour to get ready. So I'm running behind, but I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Just think of me like hockey junkie. It's funny. I should put up Bobby Clark's picture. Now that would be funny if I had Bobby Clark's picture. It would be kind of funny. What am I gonna do? We'll just use that. There. All right. Getting down to 6.5, just about 6.5 minutes into the first. Shots are now 3-3. I wonder if at any point we'll see the two Jack Eyes out on the ice at the same time. Ooh, nice play by the Flyer, but a nice stop there by Carrier on the shot right in front of the goalie. Oh, okay, the crowd went. I didn't see what happened there that they went a little nutty for. I'd say already this is a better game than last night. Last night was boring and mostly, but this already is a better game. I don't know who took that last shot on Erston, but I didn't see it at all. Just till Erston made the save. I didn't see him take a shot. The pace here is better already, so that's one thing that's better. Can they keep that up all game? Let's see. Slav. Oh, he couldn't handle that. Lost the puck in the circle. Left circle? That was the right circle. Habs keep that in. I don't know. How did he keep that in? Puck out. of over the glass, I guess, or into the bench. We'll face off at the Flyers blue line, I think. I wonder though. Also, Cole got the first goal. Is that a sign of things for him this year? Off to a quick start, maybe pile up a few goals this year and hit that magic number of 50. I don't know. I'm giving him 45, so we'll see. I think he can challenge for 50, but I think he'll get 45. You guys are quiet in the chat here today. Is there something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Did I start out too intensely? Maybe. I hope I didn't piss anybody off. I didn't mean to. Hey, Joe, I just actually noticed that you're there. And that you're the one who said nice goal by Cole. Why love scoring against the Flyers? Why the Flyers? I think he loves scoring against anybody, don't you? Is there a story I don't know about? Commercial break here, by the way. But you all know that because you're watching the game. Do I think Florian will make it this year? I'd say my first thought is no, not out of camp, but I still think I wouldn't surprise me if he does. But let's see what kind of performance he gives, and we'll see how he does. But I mean, I think he has potential to do that, but I don't know if he will. Hey there, William. How's it going, man? Good to see you out there. Oh, I'm trying to. What's your avatar? Makes me think of the High Brew Nation logo, but I know it's not. Does he score more against the Flyers? I didn't know that was a thing. I think by the end of his career, he's going to have lots of goals against every team. Puck over the glass. Once again. Yeah, J-Fed, I kind of think that's how it is. That's what I would say but I mean, do I think it's out of the realm of possibility? I mean, if nobody gets injured in camp and everything, I don't think he makes it out of camp. But as a call up, or if they make some deals at the deadline, you never know. Depends who they move, if they move anybody. We're down to almost 9.5 minutes gone in this first period. Shots are 9-3. Favor of Montreal. Nope. Shots are 4-3 in favor of Montreal. Dobish with a glove save. I don't know if that was going to go wide or not, but why take a chance? I think they gave him a shot for that, so it must have been on net. I'm surprised Alex didn't want to come hang out for this game, but he doesn't love his team as much as we love ours. Oh, speaking of Jack Eye, he sort of just he puts it through Urson's legs, but it just sort of it. How do you want it? What would be the term? It squirted through the legs. Jack with his first of the preseason and his 2-0 Montreal. And like he was falling, he took the shot. Something about it fooled Urson, I guess. Oh, maybe that didn't go through his legs, maybe through his arm. Anyway, nice goal by Florian. Maybe a very long night for the Flyers. By the look of it, it just may be a very long night. But there's a lot of hockey to play, so you never know. Maybe Flyers can still. But I think this is a better lineup. Thorpe and Tuck with the assist on that goal. I think this is a better lineup. Habs have a better team here than Flyers do. So I don't know. They got to catch up 2 goals. I don't hope it doesn't happen. But it's preseason. Even if we win, it still doesn't mean anything. It's not the games mean nothing. They're just fun, and they mean more when Montreal wins them. That's how I look at it. Nice stuff. Commercial break. Well, so far so good. How you guys enjoying the game? You all agreeing with me? This has been a pretty decent game. Like even if the Flyers are shit, but Montreal's taking advantage of it. For me, that's a fun game. I'm enjoying that. It's only when it's the other way around that team's taking advantage of us and it's a long night. That's not a fun game. Hey, excuse me, yawning already. That's not good. All right, I got quiet there, didn't I? Jeez, what happened? Got lost in thought. Yeah, anybody want to talk to me? Because I'm lonely. Nobody wants to talk to lonely Rick. I'm telling you, I don't like commercials as it is, but the ones on here are even worse. That's all I'm going to say. All right, nobody wants to talk to me. I guess I'm doing this all by myself. Oh, there's somebody. Imagine having what? Oh, I see. Imagine having Andy, Florian, and Gallagher on the 4th line. I don't. It's where are you playing Evans? So. How did I get the nickname Slags? You got to ask Cam. Cam made it up. He told me it was AI, and I thought, well, if AI gave me that nickname, it's pretty cool. And then later he told me it was him that just made it up. That's my nickname now. So, what were my favorite school lunches? Food. Yeah, I usually like to eat food at lunch in school. Was there anything good at school? Like really? Favorite school? I was my favorite lunch was something that didn't kill me, I guess. Okay, but Phil's questions are getting a little bit personal. 7.5 minutes left here in the first. Only 6 shots to 4 for Montreal here, but Montreal put 2 of them behind Erston, so 2-0. That's what counts. Are there any more Jack Eyes out there? I don't think so. I mean, I think there's a sister, but I don't think she's gonna come play for the Habs. But you never know. Maybe she's tough enough. If she's a Jack Eye, maybe she is. Here, kids bring lunches packed in boxes, includes sandwiches, rolls. Well, but what do you mean packed in boxes? We could pack ours in boxes. You mean like pre-made in boxes? Well, I mean, all sandwiches that you bring to school are pre-made. I just, you know what I mean, though, right? Not made at home type thing. BL, Andy and Gally look like they're going to be on the fourth line, and yes, it's going to be an expensive fourth line. And I talked about it a couple of times in videos too. But I think that's where they're going to go. They're going to go with Evans, Andy, and Gallagher. Parents made them at home, but then packed them in boxes. But I mean, yeah, no. Called a lunchbox. You could even take it to work when you're older. One of their sisters is a firefighter. You never know. Next season, she's suiting up for the Habs. And she'll be saying, Manon Rayom has nothing on me. I'll bet you this. The Jack Eye sister that's a firefighter is tougher than Jonathan Drouin. I don't know why I'm thinking of Jonathan Drouin, but that's it. All right, should I come back on the on camera? Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Here we go. I am back, and if you're wondering, I'm just looking at myself on screen. If you're wondering why my set looks very different, it's because it does look different. I am redoing it, so it looks really bright in there because you see all the walls, very bright in here. But yeah, I'm redoing the set. Hopefully, well, it should be done for game one, October 8th. That's the plan. Wait. Do you see what Joe says? Look at this. Kids in Australia have lunch boxes to bring to school. We do too here. But in primary school, they're inspected for unhealthy food. You know, in general, it's not a bad idea. It just it it's I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. Although not a bad idea. But here we say, well, if I'm the parent of the kid, I give the kid what I want to give them good. You know, like that. We'd be fighting for that. Oh, I need a new chair, man. This thing busted. All right, we got 5.5 minutes left in this first period. Still 2-0, of course. Low shots, only 6-5, but it's been a pretty decent game so far. Caulfield breaking in. Pass over to, who's that? Suzuki back up to the point. Jack-Eye over to the other side. I can't even describe it. It happened too fast. Come on, guys. Work your asses off. Doesn't matter. It's preseason. Work, 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 work. And that was a floater. Went out, hit that net, and came back. 5 minutes until making scrambled eggs. 5 minutes until I'll make my supper after the show. Back to that schedule. But over there, Joe, is it morning over there? I imagine it is then, right? Or late morning or something morning? I don't know what time it would be. Probably around, I want to say like 11. I'm probably wrong. Is that Hudson? That takeaway? That was a pretty nice takeaway by Hudson. We're down to 320. Not much happening now. Here comes Goalie at the net, shoots, hits the post, I think. That was odd seeing Goalie there, the only Habs player in the offensive zone. It's almost 9:40, so it's only an hour and 20 off. That's not bad. Closer than the last time, I guess. Roy hits the skate with his pass. Down to 2 minutes. 2 minutes left in this period. She slaps. So line one is out there now. Come on, boys. Let's go. Get on your horses and ride. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That was tripping. No? What do I think of Reinbacher's play right now? Haven't even noticed him out there, but that's good when you don't notice him. He needs seasoning in Laval, and he's going to get that seasoning in Laval. We're gonna give some. We're gonna put some of that sea salt and black pepper from Joe on him. Yeah, with Reinbacher, I kind of figure maybe at the deadline if they move somebody or whatever, or there's an injury, but somewhere, later in the season, or not at all this year. That could be. But no, Reinbacher, it looks clear he's going to start in Laval. But I mean, I know he's in the game tonight. I haven't noticed him, but I think he's right there right now. But they say with Reinbacher's game, you don't notice him that much. But it's not a good thing, a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's just he's not flashy. He just went off the ice. And we are almost done for the period. 5 seconds left. And we got it 2-0 after one period of play. And there we go. All right, so we got the first intermission. What do you guys think of that first period? And what are you looking forward to in the rest of this chair drives me crazy. I got to take it apart, I think, and put it back together. I don't feel like doing that. So there. All right, well, floor is yours. It's the intermission, and I got nothing. It's I got nothing. Okay, let's see. This is interesting from Renegade Man. I think it's a good thing for Reinbacher. I should put this up, people expect him to be some offensive weapon. He's not a sexy defenseman, but you need these types of players. It's exactly it. He's not a sexy type player because he's not flashy. But what he does, they say, I don't think he's doing it here yet in the NHL, but apparently he was. Oh, that I did spit something into my lip. Geez, sorry about that. He kills plays. That's what they say about it. He kills plays in his own zone. Awesome. And he does it very quietly, and yet he has he's got some offense to him, but he's definitely not an offensive weapon by any means. So he is who he is. Let's see. Stupid notification. What is it? Yeah. As I said, stupid notifications. Most of them are. Renegade Man, I heard they're going to trade that line for a bag of pucks. But no, you have to keep that line together. And you're seeing, as I said earlier, St. Louis has kind of got his lines that we know are pretty much going to play together. And he's playing them early in the preseason. And that tells you something that, these guys aren't going to be broken up unless something happens, unless there's a reason to. But going into the season, we're going to see, our number one line, which was one of the top lines in the league last season. That's going to stay together. I mean, these three guys, they were one of the top lines in the league last season. They're not splitting them apart. And especially not for rookie Demidov. Now, could Demidov one day break that and be but not in his first season. I totally, unless, in a situation. So situationally, you might see Demidov during the season, do a few shifts on the first line, but I don't. Yeah. So that's a really great line. It's staying together. Yet last night they had Gallagher, Evans, Gallagher, and Anderson together, and we know that that's probably going to be a line. That was the only line. I don't think the other two lines are kind of solidified at all. So, but the two that they kind of know what they're going with, I think you're going to see them a lot together when they play in games, unless they're not playing all three guys in the game. Obviously, let's see them with someone else. Without Suzuki, we are screwed. Yeah, I mean, but listen, this team is not all Suzuki. What I would say there, though, Renegade Man, because I don't totally disagree. Without Suzuki's leadership, we're screwed. The center depth is a bit weak right now. At the end of the season, you might not say that as much, but going into the season, you can't help but say center depth is a bit, might be weak. Hey there, Andre. How's it going, man? Good to see you. No, man, I didn't need to look at. But yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a good team. I've got high hopes for this team. I have the high hopes in a realistic way, though, I believe. At least I believe. But I think they have potential to do really well this season, to finish pretty high up. They have potential to do that. Will they do that? I don't know. But I'm going to be there cheering them on to do it. That's for sure. Oh, they're talking about the World Juniors here on RDS. All right, what's up with everybody? Don't forget Thursday, and Saturday. Very fun games, in my opinion, because we have Toronto in town on Thursday, and we go to Toronto for a Saturday game. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And then they on the 30th and the 4th, they play Ottawa home and away. So I think the final four games are going to be fun because Toronto is the big rival. I hate them, and it's the same with Ottawa. They've become a rival, and I hate Ottawa too. So yeah. The Habs are betting on Hage. If he wins the Hobie Baker Award, or at least one of the three finalists, it will determine how ready he is. He was in the top 9 last year for that award. Yeah, I believe the Habs would like to, whatever their solution at 2C is, I kind of feel Hage does have, Hage is definitely in their plans. That's what I want to say. Now, if they come across, I don't know who they could pick up in a trade whenever they find, I don't know who that would be. I don't know what kind of quality, what age, how long they would be looking at this guy being this 2C. But I kind of think that their thought is, unless we find that absolute guy where if he's made available to us, it's a no-brainer and you're doing it, Michael Hage is our guy. And we'll do stuff to get to Hage. That's kind of where I think they're going. And I don't know if it's that's their plan and that's what they wanted to do, or there's just not that guy available to trade for, that isn't going to break the bank or whatever it is, cost you an arm and a leg and players or whatever. So I'm hoping for Hage, man. I'm hoping for Hage. He's got that love of the team before he gets here that I like to see, and I'm hoping that he works out. It's a great story, it's not great that his dad died, but his dad was a huge fan, and blah blah blah, and then he gets picked by the Habs. I think it's just such a great story. So I'm hoping Hage is the guy. Andre says, I'm not sure if Demidov can perform well in the beginning of the season. I'm afraid he can disappear on the rink like in playoffs and yesterday's game. Well, I'll say this: if Demidov disappears in games, and it's like last night, I don't mind if it happens every now and then. Why do I say that? Because even though he did kind of disappear at times, and I said it in the game, um, but then he had some nice plays. Like he still did stuff. If that's disappearing for him, then I'm okay if it happens sometimes. It's not that bad, right? It's if that's disappearing, then imagine when he's fully there. Anyway, that's how I see it. How's that? Does that make sense? Or am I just an idiot? I'm going to have to say I'm probably just an idiot, but I think it also makes sense. But I'd lean towards that. I'm an idiot. That's me. It's coming from me, so. Renegade Man, yes, I believe you're right. What you're saying there. For me too. I believe in Reinbacher. I believe in Hage. Um, you don't know. I can only imagine what Anaheim was asking for McTavish, right? It was probably at least Michael Hage, and it might have been both Hage and Reinbacher in that deal. So, yeah, they weren't making a trade like that. How many prospects do the Habs have in the NCAA right now? I don't know the exact number, Joe. I know Hage is in Michigan? LJ Mooney is in Minnesota with the Gophers, I believe. What is it, Minnesota Gophers? Geez, now you're challenging me. I don't know. I'm sure there's a few others. I just don't know all of them. Hey, Daniel, I believe you're right. I think he has what it takes. I think he has what it takes. I'd say it that way instead of he has the heart. I just think he has what it takes. All signs point to it so far, right? He's trending in that direction, and if it's up to him. If he has the talent, and it's up to him to make it happen because they're going to give him the opportunities. Oh, JFed, yeah, I'm gonna say I think Demidov is gonna have a little bit more. I think I'm calling for it to be 70 points. Um, in the last video I did where I made a prediction, I think around 70 points. I think Demidov's a better player. All around a better player, and I think that he's going to, in that fact that he's got a more rounded game, I think that's actually going to do better for him as far as getting points. And look at the team he's on. He's on a team that is much stronger offensively and will get stronger going forward too. Renegade Man, Reinbach, I believe you're right. I agree with you. Reinbacher they drafted him for a reason, and I think he'll fulfill that reason. And it's like a key element to them being a championship team. And Pat Verbeek, he's a GM and does that like he played hockey, and his nickname was Little Ball of Hate. So he's probably pretty freaking intense. Yeah, Daniel. The one thing though, I'm not going to do. You're not going to hear me say. You're not going to hear me say demigod. And I think the main reason is I don't want that stuff to go to this kid's head. All this adulation, you're the great. I don't want to take a chance that goes to his head. I don't think it will, though. But I'm not calling him demigod. No, he's not a god, but he's a hell of a hockey player. Now, for the Demidov is better than Michkov, there's two people on this channel that have been saying that for a while, and that's myself and Matt. We've been saying that for a while. I guess since Demidov was drafted, we've been saying we believe that he's better than Michkov. And I fully 100% do. I've been saying it for a while. I say it to Alex all the time. He laughs, thinks I'm nuts. But yeah, I think Demidov is that 100-point player. And I don't think Michkov is. I think he's not that far from 100 points. But I don't know that Michkov is the 100-point player. I believe Demidov will get on maybe not every single year, but he'll be a 100-point player. I really believe that. And if they keep Suzuki and Demidov on separate lines, that's two lines with a 100-point player on it. That's not bad. I mean, it has to come to fruition, obviously, but no, but I seriously do believe that. And I've said it. I have proof. If you look back at my videos, I've said this. I'm not being like an opportunist. Now, did I say it before we drafted Demidov? No, I didn't, because he wasn't my guy. But I'm not dumb. And, I can recognize when we drafted him and took a good look at him, and you can recognize what's there, right? And now, like, I don't know what was wrong with me to even think that you don't want Demidov. Are you nuts? Right? I mean, and I was saying that, so yeah, but I am nuts. So yeah, I'm nuts a little bit. You know what the saying is? You got to be a little insane to be sane. That describes me perfectly. All right, let's get back to this stuff. Alex would not agree with that, Andre. No, Alex definitely wouldn't agree. He thinks I'm nuts to think Demidov is that good. He thinks it's the other way around. Michkov is that 100-plus point player, and Demidov's in the 90s. Now, will Demidov have most of his seasons in that? Probably, but he'll have some 100-point seasons too. Michkov, to me, Michkov will have a 100-point season as his outlier, career season. That's how I see it. Could I be wrong? Yeah, of course. But I don't think I am. Michkov is a better goal scorer and power play guy, because that's what Michkov is. He's a power play specialist almost. He doesn't have a two-way game. He's got to learn that. And he is the kind of guy that likes to cheat to the, at the line to get, out quick. And I don't, that's not the guy I want. Is he skilled and all that? Sure. There's no doubt. Got a great shot. All that stuff. Yeah, Michkov. But he's not. I don't think he's a 100-point guy. Say plus we have Caulfield. There's no big difference between Michkov and Caulfield. Yeah, you know what I think is a big difference between Michkov and Caulfield, and I'm going to say this without having the knowledge of Michkov that I do of Caulfield, but I think I want to say selfishness. And I'm not saying Michkov is necessarily a selfish player, but I think there's more of that in him than there is in Caulfield. And that's something here in Montreal. Nobody is as selfish. They play for each other, and they're not selfish about that kind of stuff, where I think Michkov might be a little bit. You know what I mean? So, right-handed defense stay at home. Like him, stay at home like him, are rare, and you're right. I will stop to say that too. You have a point. Okay, but wait, what was I point? Was what? Oh, okay, yeah. No, listen, that's for me. I'm not telling you what to do. You can call him that if you want. I'm just saying, for me, I'm not doing that. That's all. That's how I look at it, and I don't really want him to get that and hear that. And I've seen, they put it up against the glass, and he sees that, and I don't want him ever to have that go to his head. He's only human. That could happen, and I don't want that to happen to him. We're underway for the second. I'm going to take this opportunity to do my thing for a little bit there off camera, but I'm still right here, not going anywhere. Having a good conversation with you guys tonight. Like, this is extra good. I don't know why. Maybe because hockey's back and we're all in a good mood. Yeah, I will say this just because it crossed my mind. I know last season I was a bit of an asshole in certain times and whatever. That won't happen this season. That is not going to happen this season. This is a season of fun. Slav is going off holding a towel to his face, must have taken a stick to the face. Yeah, that won't happen this season. So you got my. Um, I'm not going to guarantee it 100%, but that's my vow to you guys. How's that? No better? Vow is better? Anyways, let's move on from that. People forget or didn't watch me prior to Russia getting banned. Forget what? About. Anyways, it's whatever. I said what I said about him. I wanted a Ginla, me too. Because we weren't expecting Demidov to be available. Well, who could expect him to have been there, right? For at fifth anyway, right? Assume Chicago would take him, but they need D as well. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know if that's still a good decision. Now it depends. If who they get, Labushkin or whatever his name is, right? If I can't remember the name. If that guy turns out to be like an elite defenseman, sure, great move. If he doesn't, though, it could be a mistake. Especially if they're looking. The rumor today, or last few days, is Kaprizov going to Chicago. Yes, it's going to cost you a lot. Like really, and you could have drafted Demidov. That's how I look at it. Yeah, Montreal. Montreal made a decision they weren't going to draft Michkov. There was a reason. You can try to figure it out. They're probably never going to say. And then they knew about Demidov at that time. Did they know they were going to get him? No, but I think they felt they'd rather try to get Demidov than draft Michkov. And for whatever the thing is they didn't like about him, have to put up with that or whatever. And it worked out. Line A is a power play specialist too. He doesn't win cups. Depends on how he plays. If he plays the way he did last year, where we were starting to complain about, how he was playing, then no, you don't win cups like that. Caulfield's a pretty good player all around. Caulfield's a pretty good, well-rounded player. He's made himself into that. So Montreal is building a culture, yes. Habs have the mentality to automatically pass to the best player. I don't think that's it. I know what St. Louis preaches is how to recognize what the game requires from you at that moment and do what the game is requiring you to do. I don't think the game constantly requires them to pass to the best player. So I'm not sure I agree with you. That was close. They came close there. But I was talking and I didn't want to interrupt myself. The Habs came close there, by the way. We got a holding call. Carrier, 2 minutes for holding. Hey, BC Richard, excuse me. I was going to say Rick, but it's not. BC Rich, how's it going, man? Good to see you out there. Oh, but that's what. Yeah, but that's the point, Joe, of me saying what the game requires, and I know that's the philosophy. Joe, there is a Thursday. Toronto's in Montreal on Thursday. You're getting a new stove. Nice. A Habs fan told you, yeah, but he's young then, Daniel, right? Never saw him play. Imagine saying Carbo wasn't a good player. Oh my God. He's in the Hall of Fame because he wasn't a good player. Because they always put bad players in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Did we get it? Yeah, another penalty coming up. Too many men, Montreal. Flyers gonna have 5-on-3 for a minute 19. Okay, that's kind of stupid to do. What happened there? Who went out? Oh, they had five. That's what I said. They had five. They had five when they should have had four. Well, he should. If he's 62, that's how old I am. He should damn well know Carbo was a good player. Jeez. Habs clear it down on the 5-on-3. Minute 10 left. 5-on-3. Yeah, the Flyers have had a horrible power play for the last few years. They got a new power play coach, so let's see what happens here. And was that TK? Somebody whiffed on that one timer right at the side of the net. 39 seconds left at 5-on-3. I think it was Tippett just on the one timer. He just totally missed that. And then was that a block by Goalie? Nice block there. Another nice block there. That one was by Jackeye. Getting down to shot went wide. I think. I don't know if Dobich saved that or not. Oh, clear it. Not fully, but now it's the it's not 5-on-3 now. It's 5-on-4. It's a good job on that 5-on-3 by 14 minutes left here in the second. By the way, shots are only 9-7. That's a low total where you're approaching the halfway mark, if you ask me. Whereas yesterday, the shot totals weren't too bad, but looked really low today. 10 seconds left in the man advantage. And that's it. Habs going to clear that. It's over. Killed off the 5-on-3 and then the 5-on-4. TSN might have. I know when I had Sportsnet last year, Sportsnet freezes up a lot. Anyway, I'm on RDS, hasn't frozen up once. So, and they must all be getting basically the same feed, right, of the game. So it must be something in their equipment. TSN, yeah, but they're better than Sportsnet overall. But I mean, they really suck because I can't get even logged in. I've got TSN and RDS on the Crave package. RDS works just fine. TSN doesn't let me in. So I tried. I spent an hour yesterday trying to fix it, but it was like an online, the chat there when you go on the site. But tomorrow or the day after, I'm gonna call and see if I because it's ridiculous, and they were asking me like to jump through hoops. Felt like, and I just didn't have the time to finish it. So, and if they can't get me logged in, then guess what? I'm dropping TSN off of that and save myself $10 a month. Why not? Not paying the extra money to get a freaking channel that doesn't work. No, I don't mind RDS. It's not like it's in French. I'd rather it be in English. It's easier for me. That's all. But as far as the feed and anything like that, it's fine. They all get the same feed, basically. I'm pretty sure. No, I'm not doing. I'm going to try not to have to do the illegal site to get the games this year. That's my backup. If something happens, I can't get a game, then that's my backup. But not that site. I got another site. But I know RDS gets most of the games, so I should be good with RDS. 7 minutes into the second now. I was just about to say the seventh period. Like, okay, when was there ever a seventh period if it wasn't playoffs and overtime? Did they say is that They changed their goalie already, and Kolosov is in that. Is that what they said? Delorier and Florian, Delorier and Florian changing, pleasantries. Florian sort of falls on his ass. I don't think it's because Delorier knocked him down, and that's it. I think Jack Eye was looking at Delorier go off the ice with I don't know what that was in his eyes, but I wouldn't want him to look at me like that. I think. Oh, he went over to say something to his brother. Don't worry, I'm going to get him back. Oh, I just noticed this. Hey, Andrew, good to see you out there, by the way. And I didn't notice it was you that said the fire streams. And thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. He says, "Go, Rick, go." Allez, Rick, allez. Just being PCs, being PC on that. Thank you, though. Appreciate that. Oh yeah, I gotta do a draw soon. It's gonna happen soon. I think I said after the season starts, so your name gets in there as you know. But thanks, I appreciate that totally. It's been a uh, quiet that way, I guess. And there's no money to be made on ads anymore here, so it is what it is. He hurt the younger Jack Eye. I don't think Florian looked hurt. Florian felt the power and turtled. I think he fell. I don't think he turtled. I don't think Jack Eye's turtle. That'd be something, eh? If next time Delorier's out there, him and Ann Arbor fight. Just because he got punched before he fell doesn't mean the punch actually put him down. Remember, they're on skates, man. Anyway, I think we all agree, except for JFed, that he slipped. Whether he got punched before he slipped or not, he slipped. Eleven and a half minutes left in this second period. I'll be back on camera in just a minute or so. Come on, guys. Let's get a third. Let's get a third. Let's get a third. Daniel, what's that Reeves said? He said he got jumped by Arbor. Kakinen is about to come into the game, but I think the Flyers changed their goalie, right? Because they said Kolosov, and he is the second goalie for them in the game. Anyways, Kakinen's coming in, making his Habs debut. Unless it's still Urson. I can't tell by the number. I heard them say Kolosov. We are halfway through this game. So the next stoppage of play, they'll switch. Kakinen will come in. And there we go, whistle. And Kakinen will join. And we'll see Kakinen in a uniform, in a Habs uniform, and see what he looks like. Oh, Andrew, I mean, no worries. I didn't say it, but I appreciate it. I always appreciate when anybody donates any money to the channel. But yeah, just to say a story about that. The other day, last weekend, when the two rookie games were on, it was saying ad rates for 1,000 views were at $31, which is great. I think that's the highest I ever saw it. So I had two live streams, got 7,200 views for the two. So you think I made money? I ended up making $21 for the 7,200 views, which is not $30, $31. So what happened was it had gone from $31 to $5 and change. And I guess it happened when I did the streams, and I ended up making hardly anything. But it's so volatile. So yeah, I mean, that's the way it is. What are you gonna do? Um, One way you can support the channel if y'all want to, and I've got to do this because I put stuff for the mugs. That's my Hab Normals mug. It's got the Talk Habs logo. Mugs are available. Hats. Now, the reason I'm only pointing out to mugs and hats, all that's Canadian, done here in Canada. So if you order hats or mugs off of that link down there, um, it's made here in Canada and it's shipped and everything in Canada and all that's done there. So yeah, so if you're like me and I don't really like to buy American anymore, that's something. And we're running a special this month. There's only about a week left in it. Every order for $100 or more gets a free mug for your daily fix of blue, blonde, rouge mug. And if you order, it'll get automatically put into your cart. And Kakinen gives up a goal. Anthony Richard. Well, not a good start, especially when the guy you're competing with to get the backup job is the guy that played the first half of the game and didn't give up a goal. Yeah. That did he even move on that goal? I'm sorry, but that's a weak. He gave up a weak goal there. Yeah, Andrew, I doubt they're going to play Arbor on the wing though. Daniel, I know Delorier is a great. I mean, he was here in Montreal, right? We had him here. I know enough about Delorier. Yeah, that's good. I saw what you did there with the punchline. Definitely saw what you did there. Yeah, Daniel. I mean, I don't think Kakinen's going to be the backup, and I mean, if he plays like that, they can waive him to get him into Laval, and nobody's going to pick him up. But he might get picked up on waivers when they send him to Laval. JFed, I didn't see what Reinbacher did for the oof Reinbacher. Let's see, 7:15 left in the second. Shots are 10-10. 2-1 Montreal. Reinbacher missed out on the puck. Yeah, but still, I mean, I didn't. I I get that, but Kakinen, he seemed like he didn't even move. He saw the guy and he didn't move. The puck was in the net. Could have been that good of a shot, but I don't know. You're hoping for Kevin Mandelis. Yeah, Mandelis. I mean, I think he's there in case Kakinen does get picked up on waivers. And I don't know much about him, but he's not going to make the Habs. Carrier, you held on to that a little too long. Oh, oh. Coming in cold and facing a breakaway is tough. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair enough. Mandelis was not the East. Was he the East Coast goalie for the Habs? I didn't know that. Wasn't under contract to them at all because he had to be brought in on a PTO. Reinbacher is not ready for the NHL. I don't think anybody said he was, and the Habs kind of already let you know that he's not ready for the NHL. From everything I see on the proposed roster for the start of the season, and I didn't think Reinbacher would be ready either. Oh, I see what you're saying. So if Kakinen manages to not be picked up on waivers, they'd send Mandelis to the ECHL. That's what you're saying. I get it. Makes sense. 4:20 left in the second. Good number. And it's 3-1. Was that Suzuki? Suzuki with a nice little shot there. I want to say that was Suzuki anyway. Yep. Suzuki with the goal. See this one again. Slav to Suzuki and a nice from inside the right circle. A nice little shot there. Well placed, right over the arm of Kolosov. Kolosov. Kolosov should have had that. You like the idea of having a Mandalorian? It's Mandelis. It's a little different. I never watched. I didn't see the Mandalorian. Suzuki from Slav and Caulfield. That was a weaker goal than what Capo gave up. I'll give you that. And I said he should have had that. I did say it. I don't think Kolosov's that good a goalie. At least not yet. It's got a ways to go. A little pushing and shoving with a bunch of players here. Jack-Eye in the middle of it. The Budweiser's kicking in. Kakinen is not a bad goal. His numbers aren't bad. If you look at his numbers, they're not bad. I never said he was a bad goalie, and I didn't say that. Is he? I mean, he's no more than a backup, though. But I'm sure he could be a decent backup by just look at his numbers, like I said. But it is Dobish's job to lose. I believe that too. I kind of think Kakinen is here partially to push Dobish to be, to be the best he can be, and like that. Hey, Thomas, how's it going? Thomas, good to see you out there, man. We'll see how he does. Trade Dobish for McDavid. Imagine. I mean, I definitely do it, but again, though, and now obviously it's not going to happen. But you acquire McDavid, and you have to like this is a team that's been so far well put together. They've got their plan. They got whatever. You acquire McDavid, and like everything has to change. There's a lot of changes that have to be made if you're bringing him in. So it's not going to happen, obviously, but you wouldn't really do that on a team like this, in my opinion. McDavid could get 20 million. I think that's the max. So yeah, he could get up there. Will he take 20 million and screw his team over? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. If he wants to win a cup, he doesn't do it. Three guys on Arbor there. Three guys. Yeah, Daniel, I know it was AAV. Don't worry. I know. The max is 19.1 million on an 8-year, and I believe it's 20.8 on a 7-year right now. Yeah, but listen, McDavid's good, but come on, he can't do it all by himself. Bobby Orr, that would be something different. Bobby Orr could keep the puck for a whole power play, penalty kill. Hey, Thomas, thank you for that. Thomas has joined the members. New member, Thomas. Speaking of that, I got. I'm hoping tomorrow I'm able to finish the video. But we've got the NHL pod to do tomorrow, and I do have to go out. But that's the next video I'm making. It's starting out as a members only video, so the members will get it for a week before I put it out on the main channel. But it is a redraft of the 1993 draft, top 16 redraft. So I've got everything done now. All I have to do is film it. I've got all the behind the scenes stuff done, so it won't be much longer. And this would be different than what I have been doing for the members. So I think you guys will like that. They just scored Flyers power play goal. So we're 3-2. Kakinen gives up his second goal. I didn't see it to know if it's his fault or not, but we'll see it on the replay. Thank you, Thomas. Hey, I appreciate that. And anybody else, you want to take a membership? Yeah, you get members only video. There's members only live streams every 2 weeks. And if you take the top one, I got to write you a poem every month, which I'm a little behind for Joe and for Phil, for Baybye, who's just showed up. How's it going, Baybye? What do I think about the Kaprizov? Refusing 6. What do I think about it? I gotta think he doesn't want to play in Minnesota, or he wants 20 million. I mean, I don't know. I think the thinking is probably that he wants a trade. Now I'm hearing Chicago today. I saw something about Chicago, so don't know. We'll see what happens with that, but I don't know. You turn down 16 million a year. There's something wrong with you, man. You know, that's my thought. Babe, yeah, it should be. I mean, there's a lot of competition all over the place. There's only really a few spots open, but there's a lot of competition for everything. So it's going to be interesting to see if there's a player this season that gives them no choice. They have to keep him on the team. Like, so far, that guy hasn't emerged yet, but there's still 4 more games after this one. We got 1:10 left in the second, so we're getting down there. Philly's up on shots now, 12-11, but it's 3-2 Montreal. Andrew, it's funny, but let's ask this question. Is there anybody else in the league that you could look at and go 1-for-1 for McDavid and you wouldn't go, that's crazy? Is there anybody else that's not already on his team, I guess, I don't think so. I don't think there's anybody in the league you could say and go, yeah, 1-for-1 for McDavid. That's fair. I don't think so. Daniel, no worries, Daniel. There's no pressure to do that. I appreciate it when you can. That's awesome, but don't worry about it. But if you do want to take advantage of like the members only stuff, there's no choice to do that. But like I said, don't worry about it. Some of the players in Laval would be starters on other teams. Maybe. I mean, maybe. Which guys are you thinking of, Phil? Daniel doesn't want McDavid. I mean, I want McDavid, but it doesn't make sense. So in that sense, it might be more hurtful to the team. If that makes any sense, then it would be good because what do you got to give up? And does that make you worse that you're creating holes elsewhere just to fill one hole? Like I don't know. That's what she said yesterday. I seriously no, I'm just joking. Um, I would take Crosby too. But again, with Crosby, it's a bit of the same thing is what is the ask? And depends what the ask is. I would just go automatically, yeah, whatever they're asking to take Crosby, I take Crosby. But yeah, I'd love to have Crosby here. It's probably not going to happen though, even though there are a lot of rumors out there. Players in Laval not ready. I don't know if there's nobody in Laval. I think Adam Engstrom might be ready. You got that. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot down there right now that's you could say, yeah, they're definitely NHL ready. Beck might be right. Kapanen, Beck. Beck had a great game last game. Um, so there might be a couple of guys that you could say, yeah, they might be ready. But I don't know if there's anybody that stands out. You go, yeah, he's definitely not going back to Laval. I don't know. Daniel, yeah, it seems like I like Engstrom's game. He looks ready. He's got the right size. I think we might see him up here a little bit at some point in the season. I don't know that he's going to make it out of camp. I don't think he will. But if there's injuries, I think we'll see Engstrom at some point. But other than that, I mean, really, I can't. I don't know if there's anybody like if Jack Guy's not. I don't know who else down there other than Beck. Hey, Johnny Cash is Johnny Cash. Um, sorry you're late. No, don't be sorry you're late. Get here when you can get here. Yes, this is a better game than last night. Yes, which I'd be surprised if it wasn't. Mostly because the team Montreal is a better team than they put out last night. So I was expecting better. I kind of wish maybe they would have held off on Demidov till tonight and not last night, and we might have seen a much better Demidov out there, which would have been even more exciting and more fun. But it's not how it worked out. And has the game is faster tonight. Like we're already through two periods. It seemed to take longer last night. And I always like when it doesn't take longer because I rarely, depending on the game time, like if it's a West Coast game, it's a late start, I'll eat before the game. But when it's a 7 o'clock start, I don't eat before the game. So by the time it's over our third period, I'm hungry. I want to eat, but it's fine. Daniel trying to be a little cheeky there. Oh, I see. I didn't know it was I forgot anyway. It's Detroit, our second game of the season. They're showing it there. I noticed they didn't show that they got the opening game, and I think that's true. I don't think either TSN or RDS have the first game of the season. I'm going to have to watch it on the site I don't really want to have to watch it on, but it looks like it. Oh wow, we got 27 people here, eh? Well, if there's 27 people here, don't be shy. Everybody, say hi. If you haven't already, say hi. Let me know what you thought of the game so far. If you have any questions, good time to ask. Is Florian ready? I don't think he's fully ready, I'm gonna say. I sound better than last night. I don't know what do you mean by that? I think second half, and this might happen tonight. I don't know. Second half of the game last night, I ran out of steam. I was up pretty early yesterday. Like I was up at like 6:30 in the morning, so I ran out of steam by midway through the second, and I haven't done that tonight. So I think that's the difference. So yeah. See, Daniel says, Rick, talk about Detroit and what you think about Veleno. I think with Marty's help, he could be better. um, about Detroit, I don't know what I'm going to say about Detroit. About Veleno, I think Veleno still has potential to be more than he's been so far in the NHL. I don't think he's gotten a legitimate shot at a top 6 role yet in his career. He is a kid that at 15 was given exceptional status to play in the QMJHL, which means he's got talent. Right now, some people have talent at that age and it doesn't translate fully into the NHL. That could be it. But I kind of agree with stuff I've heard that, he hasn't really been given that legit shot in the top 6. So I don't know. I think Veleno, I don't know. He could be really good here. He seems to really want to be here. He's a Montreal kid. He really is excited to be here. That's great motivation. The stars might align for him here in Montreal. So other than that, he should be a steady and reliable bottom 6 center, probably third line center at the very least. And then anything else, you never know, injuries or whatever, he might get an opportunity to step up a little bit and show that he's got more than he has shown so far. So, yeah, I mean, do I know it's going to happen? I don't, but I think Veleno still has some potential to be better than he has shown so far. Robert is saying that you're holy moly. Awesome. Holy moly, you're Robert. Good to see you out there, buddy. I like it when people do that, and at least they let me know, oh, you know me by this name, and that's not what my name is right now. I appreciate that. What's my prediction for the Habs this year? In what way, Thomas? Because that's a lot. Are you talking about? I see you got the record there. 45, 20, and 17 is not a record, though. That is the players. That's 3 player numbers. What kind of prediction are you talking about? Excuse me. Yeah, Daniel, that's something, I don't think that guy wants me hanging around him because I might find an open opportunity and do something bad. I don't know. Daniel says he likes Valeno. Hope it works out. But listen, he's playing here. I hope it works out. He's playing in Montreal. I want him to be good. So yeah, I do hope it works out. Do I see Kapanen making the team? I think one of Beck or Kapanen, and it might have something to do with how Doc does. If Doc is clearly not going to work out at second line center, they might try Kapanen there because there's clearly some kind of chemistry between him and Demidov. So I don't know who makes the team, but I think one of Kapanen or Beck makes the team. Is it Valeno's third or fourth team? I think it might be his fourth team. Yeah, I guess the other team he didn't actually play there. He was moved again after. Yeah, I mean, I think he's bought into what's being done here. We'll see what we'll see what it looks like on the ice. That's what's gonna decide, I guess. Norman, I hope that Montreal does better than the Leafs. Yeah, no, I do, and I think they will. Honestly, I think the Leafs have a drop off in points. I think Montreal. I'm predicting the same 10 points. I think Leafs fall back 10 points. Montreal goes up 10 points. If that is the case, then Montreal will finish ahead of the Leafs. So I do hope that. Yes. Hate the goddamn Leafs. Beck is pretty good too. He's good on faceoffs. Yes, Beck was really good last night. You expect Perry Turnbull to have a big year. Yeah, what year is that though? This year? I don't think so. Well, but what year were you thinking? Perry Turnbull, in 80s? Sometime was Turnbull here in the 80s? Valeno has to change his game if he wants to play he's been playing in the NHL. Valeno's not like a rookie, dude. Valeno, if he hasn't played top six, nobody knows if he is because he hasn't really gotten that shot. Is he going to get that in Montreal? Probably not, but he might. Yeah, but he's a middle six guy, more than likely, right? He's a middle six guy, maybe a bottom, maybe a fourth liner, but I think Boston finishes at the bottom of the division. So yeah, I think they're going to do better than Boston. I'm not going to change my mind on that with Toronto. I don't think Toronto's going to. I still think they make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to finish as high up in the division or with as many points as they did last year. I wasn't even born when. What do you mean, Perry Turnbull? I was around when his older brother Ian Turnbull was playing for the Leafs, and we got Perry Turnbull from St. Louis, I want to say, and he was here for a little while. But what do you mean I wasn't born? Daniel, I'm 62. Didn't we go through that? You're 52. I'm 62. So Joe, there's a lot of reasons why I hope Montreal finishes ahead of the Leafs. So I could probably list a whole bunch of them. Oh, I just realized it added up, Thomas. You really think 17 overtime losses? You see, I don't see it that way. Montreal had 11 last year. I think they're a better team. I think those overtime losses, which is one goal, I think some of those overtime losses, they're going to turn those into overtime wins. And I have them finishing with 48, 29, and 5 for 101 points. You're giving them more points with 107, but 17 OT losses seems excessive. Like a really excessive. Daniel, I have Florida winning the division. I don't have them winning. I don't have them as the President's Trophy winner, though. But I have Florida winning this division. No, I didn't think you were not complimenting me or insulting me, Daniel. Don't worry. I wasn't thinking that at all. I didn't take it that way at all. Andrew, the points total would be good for that, but I don't like 17 OT losses, though. And I don't see that being the case. I don't see them losing that many games in OT. And I also don't think they're going to get 107 points. I kind of think between 101 and 104 as the high side. And then if it doesn't go as good as I'm kind of thinking, probably like 96 to 98 points. So say somewhere between 96 and 104 points is my frame, but I do think they get 10 points more than last season, which would give them 101. That's how I'm looking at it right now. And I don't think I'm going to change until the end of the season when we find out what they got. Yeah, I don't think anybody had 17 OT losses last year. That's too many. But I do like the points total, but yeah, it's not how they're going to get to that points total. I'm pretty sure of that. I can go back off. It's time for me to do my ting over here, but I'm right here, so don't worry about it. Daniel says Habs are either going up the ladder or going down, not in the middle. If Demidov and Dobson pan out and Bolduc and we fix the 2C, we will be better than last year. I don't think they have to fix the 2C. I think Doc just has to be adequate to good at 2C. I don't think they're going to fix the 2C during the season, and I still think that they are going to be that good that they can have 48 wins. They had 40 wins last year. I'm sorry, but I think they're going to be good enough that I can say 8 more wins. Yeah, I could see that. And some of those wins, I've given them 6 less overtime losses. That's 6 right there that are turned into wins. You know, and they had over the last few years for sure a lot of 1-goal losses. Some of those 1-goal losses are going to be turned into 1-goal or more wins. So for me, 8 more wins doesn't seem out of line. Carey Price is not playing for the Sharks. They have his contract. Yes, he's not suiting up for the Sharks. Because listen, if he could play for the Sharks, he would be playing here and not there. Right? But no, Carey Price is essentially retired, and he will officially be retired once the season's over. He's just there on paper to keep them above the floor for the cap. Andrew, I think you're right, and that is the key. I put it in my preview, my season preview. Fast start is very important, right? Can't come out of the gate losing 5 or 6 out of your first 10 games. You can't if you're going to finish with 100 points. I don't think that's possible. You could make the playoffs, but you're not going to finish with the point total I'm talking about. Yeah, wouldn't it be something if he could win that, Daniel? And you know what? Price would love to be able to do that, but he'd love to be able to play again, but he can't. The knee is just not going to allow it. We're underway, by the way, for the third, if I didn't say so already, and I didn't. And 12 shots to 11 after 2 periods. That's not a lot of shots. This is a very low shot total game, low shooting game. I don't know how to term it. Oh, look, Kakinen made a save. Look at that. Daniel, I do believe the number, I want to say, is 14 for back-to-back games. I counted them at one point a few weeks back. But yeah, there's a lot of, every team has a lot of back-to-backs. Wow, Kakinen made a decent save there. Look at that. On a breakaway. Wow. I'm just bugging, by the way. Yeah, I don't think there's 17 back-to-back games. But I know the Flyers have the same amount. I believe they both have 14 back-to-back sets. And could I be wrong? Of course I could be wrong. But I think I'm right. Two and a half minutes into this third period so far. Not a lot happening yet. Goalie dumps her in. Does Tuck pick it up? No. Jack-Eye picks it up. To the point. Hudson shot. Goalie get it back at the half wall. Goalie dumps it in. I don't know who that was. Picked it up to the point. Shot. Hit a body, I believe, in front. It's in the corner with Jack-Eye. Jack-Eye to Tuck. Tuck up to Thorpe, but Thorpe couldn't get a handle on it at all. And Flyers are going to clear it here. Carried it up and dumped it in once they crossed the red line. One save isn't enough, buddy, to get a trade. Wouldn't that be something? He puts a guy out, he gets one good save. He's not the greatest goalie. Trade him now. He's worth money. Before he has to make another save, trade him now. Caulfield had a chance in at the side of the net, and we are almost 4 minutes in. We'll have a face-off, I guess, in the Flyers zone. Serious though, that was a pretty decent save. I mean, the guy put it off the side of the net, but the goalie made him get there, like to do that. So I think that's considered for me a save, and that was pretty decent. Although it turns out that the guy just put it off the side of the net. But he did that because that's all Kakinen gave him. Glove save by Kolosov, and we'll have a face-off coming up probably to his left. We play Philadelphia April 14th. That's the last game of the season, I think. And if not, it's right there. It's the second to last, maybe. I'm seeing another goal. Right now, it's 3-2, Montreal, 13-13, shots on goal. Kakinen made a save, but he looked behind him because he wasn't sure. Because it was in between the legs under the pads, he didn't know if he had it or not. He looked behind him. Almost 5 minutes into this third now. Right off the draw, two quick shots at Kolosov. One hit him, the other one wide. This game is still anybody's game, really. It's only the Flyers are only down by one. One good shot. See, we get overtime again. Maybe we'll get overtime again. I don't know. Hope not. Oh, I just saw Luchenko out there. First time noticing him. I maybe have the sound up down a bit. But I wonder if Luchenko's going to make the team. They can't send him to the AHL. Luchenko has to make the team or go back to junior, and he probably doesn't really need to go back to junior. So they're in a weird position with him. Jack with a shot on a 2-on-1 and a glove save by Kolosov. So, I mean, Jack continuing to have a pretty decent game. What you want to see? Yeah, I wouldn't mind having him on the team. I don't know how that would work, though. I don't know that there's a spot for him to start the season anyway, right? But it would be kind of cool to have two Jack in the lineup when you're playing certain teams. I will be back on camera in about 2 minutes. And in about a half hour, if we don't go to overtime, we'll have gotten the first two preseason games in. Before you know it, it'll be like, oh, the season's almost over. We're going to playoffs. It'll pass that quickly. It'll seem like it passed that quickly. Yeah, Disney, try to sell your cruises. Try to sell them right now. Am I alone here tonight? Am I alone? No, I know I'm not. Um, yeah, I'm really looking forward to those two Toronto games. So that should be a lot of fun. And especially, it'll be game 3 and 4 of the preseason. There's going to be some cuts made. I would think after this game, there's going to be some cuts made. And as they get closer to their lineup, it still should be fun in the two Toronto games. And a lot more fun if Montreal wins both. That would be great. Silent lurkers. That's fine. It's just no one had said anything for a while, so I get insecure. Oh, but you that. Oh, that shot got through to Kolosov? I thought it was blocked. Oh, the defenseman got up looking like it might have hurt, and it didn't even hit him. Silent but deadly? No, those are farts, dude. Are you saying, Andrew, that all the people lurking in the background, you're just a bunch of farts? Nah, I'm the old fart here. Although, if Baby's still here, he's an older fart than I am. I don't know if anybody else out there is older than me. Well, you haven't heard that term before, Andrew? Old farts. Daniel, that's past. That's in the past. We're not talking about stuff in the past. Now, it's possible that's what happened. Too bad. I wouldn't really expect Florian to be a match for Delorier, to be honest, anyway, but, it is what it is. Looked like he fell. Yes, that's a good idea. If you're having a good time and you're here, give a thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please smash that subscribe button. And then you get notified whenever I put out a video or we're doing a game, which we're doing every Habs game. I do all the games. But Andrew, you are still younger, but you're only a little younger, so you're an old fart, just not as old a fart as I am. That's all. Getting down to 12:20 left in the third. Come on, guys. Come up with that puck. Um, a stale old fart? No, that's Trump. That's not me. Wait, so who did you have to Google? I'm missing something? Yes, rest in peace, Ken Dryden and Bernie Perron. I always liked Bernie Perron when I was a kid as a goalie, even though he was the Flyers. But there was something about him. I always liked him, and I hated the Flyers when I was a kid. So that says something. And when the Flyers won their two cups, that's when he emerged as a top goalie with great numbers. And yeah, it's sad. Now he was 80, so it's not like he was young. BL, yeah, he may. Arbor looked at Delorier like, "I'm gonna get you, man. I'm gonna get you." 10-minute mark of the third. BL, yeah, Perron was he was a great goalie in the playoffs. You're right. He was just he was just a great goalie, and for some reason a likable guy, and especially back then when we didn't have the exposure to them that we do today. I always liked him, and I don't know why in particular, but I always did. Yeah, Joe, I can't say that's the same for me all the time, but in this case, it definitely was because I can't say there was a flyer back in those days that I could say I even liked, but I always liked Bernie Perron. Some guy on the internet had Remke as the number one fighter in the NHL. That's kind of like you say to the guy, "Tell me you don't know anything about fighting in the NHL without telling me you don't know anything about fighting in the NHL." Andrew, Billy Smith, I did not feel the same way. Billy Smith was a great goalie. Always respected that. But did I like him? No, because you got near Billy Smith's crease, you got a stick. You got his stick in your ankles or something. I hated that about him. But I respected him as a goalie. And looking back on it, yeah, I probably would say I like Billy Smith. But not in the day. I didn't. But man, you tried not to get into Billy Smith's crease because he was going to let you know that you're there. Remke's not even the top 20. Well, maybe the top 20. He was an asshole, but not in the same like Billy Smith and Ron Hextall, right? Both the same thing. Get in their crease, you're going to get their stick. Hextall was I hated Hextall. I absolutely hated Hextall. So I mean, is it the same? But Billy Smith, I mean, I had respect for him. Just hated that stick of his, the way he used it. Down to 9 minutes left in this. I guess I should come back on camera, right? I was enjoying my anonymity sitting here off camera, but that's fine. Uh, okay, Bill, what are you talking about now? Have Olivier Olivier Matthew in what list? I don't hate the dude. I don't know why. I don't hate the dude. Oh, you're talking about the number one fighter. Okay, no, I get it now. Yeah. The list didn't this person didn't even have him and oh that so the person doesn't know what they're talking about fighters. That's all. Josh Anderson would fuck up Rempe. Probably, Daniel Hextall was a horrible GM, but I hated him as a player. I absolutely fucking hated Hextall. And I can't say that I feel any differently at the moment about him either. Still absolutely hate the dude. Very thin skinned, that guy. Billy Smith, he whacked you with his stick, but he didn't go as crazy as Hextall did. Habs dominating at the dot tonight. 8 minutes left here. Shots now 20-19. That's not too bad now. I don't. I don't remember Lemieux and Hextall having a particular. I don't remember it. Was that when Lemieux was with New Jersey or with Montreal? Everybody hated Lemieux. Even his teammates, I think, hated him at points. 7 minutes to go. Shots are 20 apiece. 3-2 Montreal. Fans there are pretty excited. He was flattened there. Flyers cannot get the puck out of their zone. Oh, fight. Tuck and McDonald. Okay, so Tuck lost his footing that time, went down heavy, and the refs came and stopped it. So tell me, did Tuck go down because he was punched? He tripped. Yeah, something happened with Tuck. He tripped or whatever. That wasn't a takedown. Was it Chelios that started the brawl? No, I know what you're talking about. That was Hextall. Chelios skated by and Hextall whacked him, and Chelios went down, and that started a whole bunch. I remember that game. Oh, was I don't know how old I was, but I was in my teens, I think. Um, oh man, I hated Hextall. Was I mad at him that game? Habs on the power play as the Flyer guy gets a 2-minute cross checking penalty. BL, yeah, I know. We talk about that sometimes on. Alex talks about it sometimes on his podcast. The Hextall and Chelios, that's 35 years already. Jesus Christ! It was 35. I got to take these off for a sec. It was 35 years ago. Um, how old was I? 27. I was 27 when that happened. Oh, I was younger. That was quite the. I'm going to say bizarre. What did you write there, Andrew? That was quite the. Oh, I wasn't 17. 35 years ago. I'm 62. Do the math. I was 27. 27? Yeah. Ah. Move that puck. Move that puck. Oh, I thought that went in off the shoulder of Kolosov from Hudson. Ooh, breakaway. Nice save on Sanheim by Kakinen. Oh, is that how they say it in French? I didn't know that, to be honest with you. First time hearing that. Was Chelios here in 93? I don't think so. He was in Chicago in 93, wasn't he? All right, we got 4:27 left. Shots are 21 each. 15 seconds left on the Habs power play, and it's 3-2 Montreal. Daniel, it could be, I guess, could be, because I didn't think I was 27. I'm pretty sure I was younger than that by at least a few years younger. I was in 89, eh? So I was 26. Under 3 left. I'd love to see them get a goal so we don't have to worry about Flyers tying it up. Come on, boys. Get one more. Oh, Hudson going to get a penalty, I think. Hudson going to get a penalty. Commercial break. All right, so about 2 minutes left, and Habs just took a penalty, so we're going to see how that affects the game. Hopefully, they won't give up a power play goal. If they do, we're going overtime. Wonder how many commercials they'll have here for this commercial break. Probably like 20. Yeah, my kids are so with hockey. I was 28 my first. Flyers may pull the goalie, 2-man advantage incoming. What did I miss? So wait, what did I miss that there's the 2-man advantage though? Trying to think what I missed something or I'm blind. Oh right, Hudson took that penalty. Yeah, I mean, no, they didn't pull the goalie yet. They're gonna win the draw, get control, then they'll pull the goalie. Yep, they've got that. Let's see if we go goalie. Yep, no. No, they didn't pull the goalie yet. I'm hoping there's no goal anyway. Okay, Kolosov's out of the. So we got 5-on-3 now. 6-on-4. What am I thinking? 5-on-3. Jack Eye sends it all. Oh, that came so close to going in. Wow. 22 seconds left. And that's it. 4-2. 13 seconds left. Empty net goal by Arbor. Did Arbor actually get it? Arbor with the empty netter. Nice. They're not going to be losing, that's for sure. 13.3 seconds. And it's 4-2. Sorry, guys, I'm a little tired here. Come on, let's get this over before I fall asleep here. Power play's over. I thought they're going to get another empty netter. Andre, but it's listen, it's 2 wins in 2 games, but it's preseason. It doesn't mean anything. Like, you know, but it's nice to have. It's nice to see. So Montreal wins 4-2. Yeah, 2 wins, 2 games. I'm not complaining, but I'm also not going to go crazy like that. We're not Toronto. The funny thing is, like, fans are going like that if they win their first 2 games in the preseason. All right, so bring on Toronto. That's what's next. This was a pretty good game. I mean, overall, wasn't that bad. Almost didn't keep me from falling asleep, but I didn't. Oh boy. All right. So we are back Thursday. Oh, we're live back Thursday for that game. We got the Saturday game. And then after that, they're back. It's Tuesday and then Saturday. Yeah, next week there's only 2 games. If Ottawa beats Toronto tonight, they'll wait another game before they plan the parade, though, Daniel. But that's not a bad idea, too. Trade Matthews now, get a goalie. You're better off, probably. How many years left on his contract? He's going to be leaving soon anyway. Let's see the 3 stars. Florian is the 3rd star. Caulfield is the 1st star. Who else we got? Nick Suzuki, Le Premier Étoile. Nice. All right. On that note, Thomas is saying goodnight. I'm going to be taking off too because I got to go make some food. I'm tired and I got stuff to do. But I'll be back on Thursday for the members. I'm hoping tomorrow I'm able to get that video out, so look for it. If not, I'm pretty sure Thursday. It's supposed to rain here most of the day Thursday, so I'll be home all day. Is Jimmy Kimmel a Toronto fan? He's whatever, but I'm good to see Kimmel back tonight. I'm going to try to find if I can watch that. Really interested in that one. But thanks everybody for being here. Super appreciated. It was a lot of fun. And we'll be back at it on Thursday. Till then, stay safe out there. Peace out, everybody. And I will see you in a couple of days. Thanks for being here and enjoy the rest of the evening. Ciao, ciao, everyone. Have a good night.